Have you ever thought about what your hobby will do to you? And that it can lead to irreparable consequences? I didn't think about it either until this mirror happened to me. My name is Jessica Sauk. I'm 25 years old. I'll start by saying that I love antiques. The stories that objects can contain are simply incredible, especially if you can talk to their owner. In my city, there are a lot of old houses, and the owners of which often hold garage sales. I often show up at them, but rarely find anything worthy of attention. Such things are rarely exhibited. I was walking between the rows of junk that the owners of the house dumped on the lawn. It was a little interesting. But under a pile of all sorts of junk lay IT. I didn't notice it right away. It was so piled up that it felt like it was being hidden. A mirror. Black carved frame, fine handwork, perfectly smooth surface of the mirror itself. No scratches or chips. I loved it so much that I decided I wanted to buy it, no matter how much it cost. It would fit perfectly in my bedroom. I went to Jerome, the owner of the sale, and received a shocking answer. This mirror costs only $10. I was shocked and paid the money without thinking. I only asked why the price was so low for almost the only decent thing on sale. Jerome said that his mother wanted it that way, and she just wanted to get rid of the annoying mirror. I was satisfied with the answer. I didn't plan on getting involved in their business. The mirror looked great in my bedroom above the table with cosmetics. It seemed to belong there. I wiped the frame and the mirror itself with cleaning products, and having finished cleaning it, I settled down in front of it. The atmosphere it created was almost magical. I was combing my hair in front of it. It seemed mesmerizing to me. I wanted to look at it more and more. That evening, I spent a lot of time in front of it. I never thought that I would enjoy admiring myself so much. But I looked better in it, I swear. My cheeks had beautiful cheekbones. My nose became narrower. My eyes were bigger. My lips seemed a little bigger. Then I couldn't even imagine what all this would lead to. The next day, when I fell face down in the bathroom, I saw a couple of wrinkles under my eyes in the mirror. I swear they weren't there yesterday. If the changes in my facial features, which weren't visible in the bathroom mirror, I explained to myself as the lighting and what kind of frame that mirror had, it's no wonder it's different. But when I returned to the room to put on makeup, I didn't see the wrinkles. It was so strange, I took a small mirror out of my bag. And then I saw the wrinkles again. I looked in the mirror and nothing. I didn't know how to explain it, and then I noticed another oddity. The room in the small mirror was lighter than the one reflected in the large mirror. It was very strange. Day after day, I began to notice that the room was getting darker and darker in the mirror. But in my small mirror, it was not changing, unlike me. Wrinkles began to appear in the corners of my eyes and lips. Mimic wrinkles from smiling on my cheeks and forehead became huge and obvious. I aged before our eyes. But in that mirror, I still hadn't changed. It scared me. In a week, my face turned into the face of a 60-year-old woman. And I'm not talking about those who had surgeries or injections all their youth. It was terrible. My boyfriend, like me, did not understand what was happening to me. And he sent me to the doctor. We suspected that it was one of those diseases when you age rapidly. But the tests showed that I was absolutely healthy. We dated for another week. But in addition to my face, my body began to change, my arms dried out, and the skin began to hang on flabby muscles and bones. Weight began to increase. It was so strange. Misha was becoming smaller and smaller, but there was more skin and fat under it. I did not turn into an old woman weighing 15 stone, but I began to look less attractive. In just 2 weeks, I went from being a beauty to a monster. It was also strange that my room became almost black in the mirror, and I am sure that I saw someone's reflection there several times. A black-haired girl. But it was not mine. I was scared and decided to talk to the person who sold me this mirror. When I came to the house, a woman who looked to be at least 80 years old met me at the door. I asked her where Jerome was, her grandson as I thought. To which she said that I was wrong. Jerome was her son, and did she really look that bad? I was amazed. Jerome was a guy of about 23 to 25 years old. Shouldn't he be her grandson? But I remembered that he said that his mother wanted to get rid of the mirror and decided to ask her directly. The old woman smiled. It was frightening. Then she told me everything she knew about this mirror. This mirror is from the 18th century. It used to be in a heavy metal frame and belonged to some countess in Europe. She was famous for her beauty, and regardless of her age, everyone thought that she was only more beautiful with each passing year. By the age of 40, the countess began to lose her beauty and youth, and she lost her favor with men. Now both old and young gave their attention to her daughters who had grown into real beauties. She was angry and wanted to break the mirror that lied about her appearance. After all, she still thought that she was as beautiful as a rosebud. But the heavy metal frame was stronger than the countess, and the mirror fell right on her. It did not break when it fell, but helped the countess to preserve her appearance forever. That day, the countess was gone, but her soul was in the mirror. Now she steals youth from the owners of the mirror. And the more she takes, the worse the reflection in the mirror is. I was scared. I could no longer see the room in the reflection. I felt terrible. She did not know how to deal with it and simply sold it. I decided to do the same. I urgently needed to sell it. I took a couple of photos and covered the mirror with a sheet. When I uploaded the photos online, I saw that there was someone standing in the mirror right behind me. That girl I had been imagining all this time. She was behind me. I got scared again. Laughter came from the mirror covered with a sheet. Hysterical, crazy laughter that made your blood run cold. My nerves were on edge. I was ready to break the mirror, but I didn't know what would happen when I broke it. I held back my fear and anger. Buyers for the mirror were quickly found. I invested almost $30 so that my ad would be visible. I was incredibly happy when an elderly couple came to pick it up. They were just as happy about the purchase as I was. I wasn't going to tell them anything. But in the end, they figured it out themselves. Fred was the name of the man who was loading the mirror into the trunk from the car while Mary was talking to me, thinking that I was their age and we had common topics. I won't say that she was unpleasant or anything, but I was not ready to listen to conversations about illnesses and constant pain. I had changed only in appearance. I shouted at her to shut up. Then we both shouted. Fred, frightened by the scream, dropped the mirror and it broke. I screamed from fear. Mary from the resentment that she had lost the mirror. Fred from horror. A puff of black smoke burst out of the mirror. Where it went then, I don't know. They helped me remove the shards and took the frame for themselves. My life returned to normal. I had to have many operations to return to myself. But I'm afraid to look in the mirror. My justification for plastic surgery, real mysticism, or a disease unknown to science. Toxins in the paint of the mirror frame. I don't know what it was, but I'm glad it's over. I want to believe that it won't happen again. Be careful with your collections and don't go for too good discounts.
If you liked the story, like it, write comments, subscribe, invite friends, and soon you will get a new story.